Alright everybody, as I've been going back over the past SummerSlams, putting up reviews and watching the old shows on the WWE Network, I've been noticing that a lot of times with the Intercontinental Championship matches, they were the matches that really went out there, where the guys really went out there to steal the show. One of the best SummerSlam matches of all time, SummerSlam 1991, Bret the Hitman Hart going up against Mr. Perfect. There's been a lot of comparisons over Dolph Ziggler's career, over guys that really he compares to, or guys that he watched, that styles his craft after. Mr. Perfect is one of those guys. Badass Billy Gunn is another one of those guys. Easily, in my mind, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler could easily be a match that really goes out there and really steals the show. I could easily see these guys ducking back and before they walk out through the curtain, just grabbing each other and say, this is the one, this is the one that's going to make both of us into big stars. There's no secret that both of these guys want to climb back up to the top of the mountain. Of course, The Miz main eventing WrestleMania 27 against John Cena. Dolph Ziggler, of course, cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Alberto Del Rio the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw. So both of these guys have had a good bit of, climbing the mountain. And both of these guys have been kicked down. You can easily look at both of these guys being in the Battle Royal that Cesaro won at WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 29 with Miz being on the pre-show match against Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship. And then you got Dolph Ziggler was in there in a tag match with Big E going after the tag titles against Team Hell No. So, both of these guys have been up, both of these guys have been down, and both of them want to get back to where they go from. This feud that they have going on right now seems to be a good one. I mean, they really want it's basically about that title is your key to moving forward. There is no briefcase in play because Seth Rollins has it after winning it Money in the Bank. But, back in the day, the Intercontinental title was your key to moving forward. So many people, they would held that Intercontinental Championship, and if they had a good reign, you knew that Vince was putting the green light on them to get, to the top. Diesel, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, so many of these guys in that era, that was the stepping stone to see if you had what it takes in order to get there. Both of these guys have a lot of fans. Both of these guys have a lot of people that hate them. So, it's kind of funny. But if you go back to Battleground is where this all started, of course, with the awesome Battle Royal that was won by The Miz. The Miz, who's now got this Hollywood gimmick where he's wearing the sunglasses a lot like, Johnny Cage? Is that who it was? In the Mortal Kombat video game, where he was too cool for school, but once he got in there, he was able to kick some ass. That seems to be the gimmick that he's going with right now. Even though he did stealing a little bit of Tyler Breeze with the whole "don't hit me in the face" kind of deal from NXT. But Dolph Ziggler was in there getting the work done in the Battle Royal, right? The Miz, he hightailed it to the outside. He hid over by where the announce table was. He got into the match a few times, but twice during this match, he ducked out to the outside, letting everybody do all the work, much like the Royal Rumble with the Bulldog, where the Bulldog thought he had won. He was announced and his music played only for Shawn Michaels to slip in, push him over the top, and take the victory. They had a match on Monday Night Raw the night after Battleground. It was a non-title match, for Dolph Ziggler to get out his aggressions on basically having the Battleground Intercontinental Championship stolen from him. And that match was won by a daring move by Dolph Ziggler, where he was able to pull it out. Because of that, The Miz came down and interfered in one of Dolph Ziggler's matches on SmackDown against Alberto Del Rio. The match really didn't mean anything. They tried to play it up like they had a rivalry because of the cash-in back at WrestleMania 29. They were trying to trade wins back and forth, but Del Rio's not really going anywhere. Del Rio didn't go anywhere because of the win with Ziggler. It was still all about Ziggler getting screwed out of the match by The Miz. But basically, that's got us to the point right now where they're going to be going after the championship. But, this is SummerSlam. This is the biggest party of the summer. This is the $9.99 wrestling bonanza. So, basically, I see both of these guys throwing everything out the window and just, going forward. I think Dolph Ziggler does that every time, no matter if he's wrestling on SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, or pay-per-view. But this could be the building block to something bigger for both of these guys. Both of these guys that want to move forward, so I can easily see this is one of the matches that I'm really pumped about going down to SummerSlam for. Because it doesn't matter if they're in the opening match, doesn't matter if they're in the second to last match, or if they just stick them right there in the middle. I think everybody knows when these guys get in there, they're going to put on a wrestling match that we're going to be talking about for a good amount of time that isn't going to be one of those stinkers in the middle of the card. So I'm looking forward. If you have to give me my prediction in this match, I'm going to take Miz, taking the Intercontinental Championship in this one, hopefully prolonging this feud to going into Night of Champions, and hopefully so on and so on, because I'll see Miz versus Ziggler wrestler all day, every day. This is going to be good.